Mike with www.lawmanguitars.com. Boy, I've had a lot of Gibson guitars today. You know, hey, I've got this really special guitar. Matter of fact, this is a 2004 Gibson SG Special Faded Brown with ebony board. Gibson made these guitars. They didn't make very many of them, but they made them only a couple of years, 2002, 2003, and 2004. So this is one of the last ones. They made them in cherry satin, worn cherry, and worn brown finishes. That's what this one is. They call it worn brown. I call it kind of a satin finish. Kind of looks like it to me. But Brian and I were just talking, in the areas where your arm is and your hands touch, it gets shiny, which is a really cool feature on these satin guitars. I don't particularly go after satin guitars, but you know, after they've been played a little bit, they start taking on some real personality, and I'm really starting to dig them a lot. And this one has been around, hasn't been played a ton, but it's been around. Hard to believe this guitar next year will be vintage. Next year, a 2004 is going to be 20 years old. I'm calling that vintage. Hard to believe that a 2004 could be vintage, but I'm going to call it vintage. They made these guitars very, very special. It's basically an SG, but they did some really cool stuff with it, like we just talked about. But it's pretty standard from there. It's got an ebony board instead of a typical rosewood, and I think some of them did have rosewood. This one has ebony, which I just love ebony boards. They just, to me, people say, how can you tell the difference? It's like, well, it's hard to describe, but if you play ebony enough, you'll fall in love with it like I did. I love ebony boards. It's got a Nashville Tunematic bridge, which is very, very nice. It's got 1/11/16 nut, which I also love, 22 frets, and 24 3/4 scale. So it's just a cool guitar. I've already had a lot of comments. I posted it last week, and I've had a bunch of people say, I've got that guitar and I love it. And a lot of people said, I always wanted one of those guitars. I didn't get it, but they didn't. But I said, well, here's your chance. But it has been around. You can see there's some button impressions, a few little dings, but nothing that goes through the finish. We can see it's 2004 from the first and the fifth digit, which you Gibson guys know. You can tell from the first and the fifth digit, tell what year it is. 00604 makes it a 2004, made in the USA, and it's just absolutely this beautiful, beautiful hunk of wood. It's all mahogany, body, front, back, neck, all of it. And what is so cool about SG guitars, I was just telling Brian, it's like there's no body when you're playing it. I mean, it's like, it's so exposed. I mean, look where it's attached down here. I mean, you can play all the way up around. My hand isn't anywhere near the body, and I'm I'm in the key of A. We've been playing on this hot neck pickup, which I love. I've got to have a good bridge pickup, or I just don't like the guitars. Let's go to the middle one. All the way to the back. This is the neck pickup. I'm sorry, the bridge pickup. There's just a few pick scratches on that pick guard. This guitar, whoever played it just did not hurt it at all. I mean, the frets are still in really good shape. Just a little pitting on the first fret is all. Other than that, boy, these Gibson frets are just in gorgeous, gorgeous shape. This guitar is just wonderful. It just sounds great. Wow. Fun guitar. I mean, this is just a fun guitar to play. It sounds wonderful, and it's already vintage. It's great. It's 2004, really? So hey, check it out. I love playing this guitar. I'm kind of an SG guy. They just don't weigh a lot, and you get kind of the same sound you get out of a Les Paul, pretty close, and you can play it all night because it just doesn't weigh nearly as much. Now, I will tell you, I did not get the original case with it. I'm sorry to report. The shop gave me a gig bag, a Gibson gig bag, one of those black ones that's kind of uninspiring. I've had this gig bag for a while, and I thought, you know what, that guitar fits it perfect. I thought, this is the pretty cool case. Now, I know you guys have seen these. A lot of Les Pauls came in these, the new ones from a few years back. And they're just really nice cases. And I thought, we ought to have something really special with that SG. It's got Gibson here. Nice, pretty pink plush with the brown case. And it's a really, really well-built gig bag. And the guitar fits it perfectly. It looks really cool. When you show up to the gig with that guitar, they're going to say, what Gibson you got in there? When you open it up, they're going to go, that's cool. So, hey, check it out if you've been looking for a cool SG. Hard to beat the 2004 SG Special Faded Brown with Ebony board. Only made a couple of years, and people who have them love them. So here's your chance to grab one. Got this and about 249 more guitars in our website right now, www.lawmanguitars.com. But hey, before you get out of YouTube and start looking at cool guitars in my website, why don't you hit subscribe? We just hit 7,300 subscribers. Thank you all for joining us, and you can be our 7,301 a subscriber, and we're shooting for 10,000. We're going to do something really special when we hit 10,000. We should do that sometime next year. So, hey, watch for that. Help us get there. Tell all your friends, your grandma, everybody, hey, why don't you subscribe to Lawman Guitars YouTube page. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Our reverb shop is Lawman Guitars. Our website is www.lawmanguitars.com. All you got to do is Google Lawman Guitars. I will pop up quickly, I promise. We have excellent computer people that make sure our stuff pops up quick. So, appreciate you watching our demo. Watch for more next month. Hit that subscribe button, and thank you so much for watching my demo today.